Hey, what's up, guys? This is Akshay, and welcome back to another episode of the Akshay GP Show. And this episode is something that I'm very excited about because fitness is something that I have been trying to get into this from a longer period of time. But yep, I do believe the fact that when you start your fitness journey, it's very difficult to be consistent, and you get into this lot of your mind keeps chattering you like what are the things, what is right, what is wrong, and all that thing. The entire podcast is all about this, and we have a very special guest here, Mr. Ganesh Sahu. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for inviting me.
Great, man. First of all, it's a very like a pleasure to have you on this show because I remember last year had a call with Ganesh Sahu sir. He 1 hour call. I think this was because of Sanjana ma'am. She
Yeah.
was the one who told me to like talk to him, and I was in like a very bad phase at that time. And I still remember this 1 hour call. It was very positive that right after that day I started working on myself, and the next year you were at Miss Show. So thank you so much.
Mm. Equally glad.
Okay, man. So Ganesh has completed his engineering, and he is into this entire fitness journey from around 8 years, and he has coached around 400 people for fat loss, strength training, and all that thing. He has also competed in bodybuilding and powerlifting competitions, and has got a recognition from state and national level. Okay. Um, so Ganesh, sir, one thing I really want to ask you is that how did you start this entire fitness journey? What like motivated you to? I mean, like you said that you've been working out
Mhm.
for around 8 years, right? And what is that one thing that kind of helped you to be consistent, and what was the reason that you started?
Yeah, firstly, like you can stop calling me sir and all because
Okay.
even to my mentees, I tell them that it's always the first name policy, even in my company. So just call me Gani, that's fine. Yeah. So
Okay.
talking about my journey, I started my journey back in 2016, I guess, somewhere between 16, 17. I don't remember the exact year, but it all started as a as a leisure time. So I used to like have the gym, and the best part was like I had the gym in my company itself. So I used to work on first floor of my building, and on the same floor there was so it was like so close, so convenient, and right in front of my gate. Like if I have to like open the gate of my cubicle, I used to see the gym. So it was a it was kind of like inviting me always. So on in 2016, like my roommates who used to go to gym very frequently, I was not the one in the gym first. So they told me that instead of going home and then staying there alone and waiting for us to come, why don't you like come and join us in the gym? That's when like I went to the gym, and initially I was more into calisthenics. I have also like posted this a lot of time on my Instagram page. So I was more into calisthenics, doing body weight trainings, and then doing everything on the street, on the poles, doing push-ups,
Hmm.
human flags, and all those stuff. So even in my like past stories and posts, I used to like post these things only. And then eventually I started seeing progress. I didn't know like why that was happening, but I used to see progress initially. Uh, I mean, which was the beginner's gain, as they call it. So I came to know about it later when I read about it. I used to gain a lot. I gained a good amount of muscles, definition, and my nutrition was also good. My digestion was good. So everything was like on point. I was getting like enough sleep. Very even my work was good. So yeah, like all of this combined, it motivated me enough to like just keep pushing myself. Like you push yourself one day, you see result the next day, you push yourself more. So that was the kind of motivation I got. So yeah, it all started like some 7, 8 years back, and then I never looked back again.
Hmm. Great, great. When you were starting it out, like when I started working out, I remember this. I had this one. I contacted one nutritionist, and she told me about entire concept of caloric deficit,
Mm.
and she never shared me the fact that you should work out or not. It was she said that if you have time, you do it, but diet is everything and all that thing. So I lost a lot of weight. I was like 106 or something. I came to
Mm-hmm.
83 to 84 something.
Mm-hmm.
But when I lost the entire body, the only thing that I noticed was that I became much more like muscles were not that
Hmm.
bigger.
Hmm. Hmm.
I was definitely I lost the size,
Hmm.
but I was not feeling much healthier.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And the only way that I kind of figured it out because it was because I was not working out. So, can you explain the fact that this entire term skinny fat thing?
Hmm.
Because I
Hmm.
thought that is something that I faced a lot,
Hmm. Hmm.
and people who feel this.
Hmm. Hmm. So, to put it simply, I would say that exercise, irrespective of in which phase you are, is necessary. No matter if you're in a fat loss phase, no
Mm.
matter you are like recovering from some injury, in fact, or like whatever it is, exercise is necessary. You need to like do workouts. Workouts, the only motive behind doing workout is so that you can retain your muscle mass. You might see fat on your body. You might see somebody like looking fat, having a good amount of fat deposition, but they have muscles inside them. Like, there is a muscle frame, there's a frame inside them that they need to show when they lose that fat around it. Okay, but then if you are not working out, you are also going to lose that muscle that's there inside. So working out is essential no matter
Mm.
in which phase you are. It becomes like more essential when you are in fat loss phase because if your body tries to lose fat, it also tries to lose any amount of energy sources that it can like burn off. So muscle is like one energy source. It can like burn that and then produce energy. So you don't want that. You don't want to like get thin and also weak at the same time.
Mm.
You want to get thin but also like maintain that
Mm.
strength.
Exactly.
So that's why like skinny if you're talking about skinny fat, I think a lot of my mentees and a lot of my friends around who are like struggling with fat loss phase and all and who are like coming to me for like guidance are skinny fat. Okay, skinny fat is a very common phenomena everywhere, like not just in our country but everywhere. So when you are like when you are a skinny fat person and you know that you are a skinny fat person, you decide one goal at a time. Don't go behind like losing the fat and gaining the muscle at the same time. Maybe just spend some months for losing fat first, maybe get a little thinner, and then build up muscle on that frame. That's the right way out.
Okay. Um, One solution that I used to get from a lot of trainers, influences that I used to DM a lot of influences, and they used to tell me that try body recomposition. And when I kind of googled it,
Hmm.
what exactly it is that I used to get these answers that you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. I haven't tried it out, but
Hmm.
many people said that it takes a lot of time and all that thing. Can you explain the entire process of body recomposition and everything?
Yeah, so body recomposition, from the books, is basically losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. Okay, so and like people also call it getting toned. Very popular in female um who are trying to lose weight. Okay, so they want to get toned, which means like they want to get muscle in the right areas, which will make them look, good. Uh, and lose fat from unnecessary areas. Okay, so that's called like body recomposition. When you are like trying to do body recomposition, this is what happens at the end. But body recomposition, as you said, like it takes time. It is not Our body is not a very simple machine that you try to like lose fat and gain muscle and magically it happens. It doesn't happen like that. Your body burns calories, your body produces energies, and it has to like direct it to some other demanding areas. If you're like exercising, it has to like fulfill that need. If you are running, it has to fulfill that need. If you're doing like some household chores, you are sleeping, your body is doing digestion, like a lot of things happen in your body. You have 10 different organs in your body which needs energy. They are like running 24 by 7. So they need energy. And you cannot like gain muscle at the same time while they are like burning fat. So body recomposition is possible, but it takes time. And if you want to do body recomposition, you have to stay on maintenance calories. So basically, you have to like maintain that weight and uh, you know, keep restructuring yourself. Yeah, it takes time. And also like I would not recommend anyone to do body recomposition
Mm.
if you have like bigger problems to tackle with. So if you know that you're already overweight by 20-30 kilos, body recomposition doesn't make sense. First lose those 20-30 kilos and
Mm.
then think about body recomposition.
Okay. Okay. So this question is something this is like a very, I think it's very important question. At the same time, it's very like a very vast subject into this. Is
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
I want to ask you about caloric deficit. uh, I want to
Mm.
know the exact what is caloric deficit. What is calories? Many people doesn't know what exactly is calories. For example, people who really are
Mm.
fat, and they have suddenly they get the motivation to, I'll start going to gym and all that thing. They go to the gym and
Mm.
they start working out. And many people, even if the trainers who are not like much educated in the gym, if you just see the local gyms and all, they will just say start eating less food, or they don't prioritize the fact that we should also be taking good amount of protein and all that thing. We
Mm.
should
Mm. Mm.
count the calories and all that stuff. So can you explain what is caloric deficit and how much it is healthy? And
Mm.
after, when you actually lose the fat, uh, how do we how should we maintain it? What's the nutritional perspective about it? And is it actually healthy? Is is it going to help us to not only lose fat, but also to muscle gain as well?
Yeah, so it does help you to gain a little muscle, no doubt. But if you want to like gain a lot of muscle, you have to go on surplus. Okay, but that's a different
Hmm.
topic. If I have to talk about calorie deficit doesn't just mean eat less food. It actually means eat less food. Basically, eat lesser calories than the amount of calories your body is burning in different areas throughout the day. So if your body is burning, let's say 2000 calories, you eat 1800 calories and it becomes a deficit. If your body is burning 3000 calories, eat 2500 and it becomes a deficit. Okay, very simple. However, what happens is the problem is while following calorie deficit diet, people think that they have to eat as less as possible. They are not looking at the output part of it. So the common misconception in people is if they eat less, they lose weight. That is correct up to certain extent, but you also have to understand there is a bare minimum amount of food that your body demands. So you cannot say that I'm going to eat only 500 calories and I'll lose weight. You might lose weight, but then who is going to use that 500 calories? Your body has, as I said, your body has organs. They need calories to function on a daily basis. So you cannot just eat very less calories and then ask that, okay, kidney, you can like shut down for a day. I want to like lose fat. That is not going to happen. You have to eat bare minimum amount of calories that your body needs. The bare minimum amount of calories that your body needs is called as BMR, basal metabolic rate. So anybody can calculate online, Google it,
Hmm.
calculate their BMR. So that is the bare minimum amount of calories that you need. And on top of that, whatever you need is dependent on how much activities you're doing throughout the day. So if you're somebody who is traveling to work, coming back from work, doing household stuff, playing with your kid. So basically, these are something over and above your bodily functions. So you need to compensate these numbers as well. So these are the amount of calories that your body need to maintain the weight. Okay, if you want to lose the weight, you eat a little lesser than this. So these are all like available on Google. You can just simply calculate BMR, TDEE. TDEE basically total daily energy expenditure, and then eat a little lesser than that, and see like how your weight is like
Hmm.
going down. Now the best way for creating deficit is eat more, move more. It is not eat less and do not go to gym, just stay idle. Eating less is never a solution
Hmm.
because if you eat less, there is basically a chain reaction that happens in your body. If you're eating less, you're going to feel very lethargic. You might also like affect your sleep, which in turn will affect your next day's performance, which in turn will again make you burn calories because you're not going to move more. So eat more, move more, feel energetic, and eventually you'll create a deficit. It all burns down to like calculating how much do you need to maintain your current body weight, and then eventually you decide to cut down from that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's not like a very small topic to discuss in a short call,
Yeah.
but yeah, that will like that can at least give
Basic
an
idea.
idea that that's how you need to create a deficit. Like just move more and then eat more.
Hmm. Okay. When you talk about something like reducing the calories from the basal metabolic rate, like imagine if I have like 2000 is my maintenance, and what is the
Hmm.
healthiest way to start it out? Many beginners, they do like they reduce 500 to 600 calories. I mean, they completely stop
Huh.
eating. I think this is very unhealthy stuff, and I want to know what's the
Hmm.
healthiest, like this is the saturation point that this is amount you should start, then maybe increase little by little.
So it really depends. I would not say in numbers. I would not say like 200 or 300, 400, but maybe somewhere in percentage. Maybe you can go for a 2000 calorie, you can go for a 200 calorie deficit. So how much it is? 10%. So 8
Hmm.
to 10% deficit is enough.
Okay.
So and all the major problem with creating a bigger deficit is your body will not just target fats to derive energy. It can also target other sources of energy, muscles, glucose, and other stuff. Yeah. So it's not very good. You should always like keep the deficit to minimum.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, when you when we discuss about something like eating less and all that thing, we should always look out the fact that we are uh, on the fact that even in this amount of calories, we should make sure that we are taking in good amount of protein and
Hmm.
good
Hmm.
amount of carbohydrates, which is not
Hmm.
simple carbohydrates. When it comes to fat loss, many people say that we should not take simple carbohydrates, like choose the complex carbohydrates and all that thing, and maybe like a little bit of amount of fats and fibers and all that. Can you explain like in a most practical way, like for example, like imagine a person that who's a student and has a lot of work to do, but he's very fat and he has this goal that he wants to lose the fat,
Hmm.
and what is something when it comes to nutritional aspect that he should be focusing upon when he's in a
Hmm.
deficit?
Hmm. So sequentially, if you want to like look at if you're like preparing your own plan, sequentially the first priority should always be given to protein. So if you know that your maintenance calorie is 2000 and you can calculate your maintenance calorie on web, maintenance calorie पहले calculate करके you can like then look for protein. At least 25 to 30% of your food should come from protein and rest can be divided between carbs and fat.
Hmm.
Now, how you divide carbs and fat will tell you what kind of diet you're going to follow. If the rest of the 70% you are eating majority of fat, it becomes a keto diet. If the rest of the 70% you are dividing between carbs and fat like equally, that becomes like a moderate carb diet or a high carb diet, whatever it is. You should be following high carb diet if your goal is more on the endurance side, more on the strength side. Otherwise, you can follow a moderate carb diet. That's fine. Like you can divide it 40, 30, 50, 20, or 30, 40, however ways you want it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so first priority should always be protein. And the reason behind that is when you're losing fat, as I told, your body can, your body has a tendency to lose energy which is easily available, and fat is not easily available. It has to like go through. Fat has like 9 calories to burn. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories to burn, and 1 gram of protein basically is 4 calories to burn. So what is easier to burn? Protein.
Hmm.
So body has tendency to burn protein more than fats.
Okay. Got it. मैं मानता हूँ कि like the fact that fitness is something, it's not a one time business.
Hmm.
It is something more like in a very something that we should take it as a lifestyle, not as a goal. And if a person, someone like me who's trying to get into this, I face a lot of consistency issues. And
Hmm.
did you also face it? And what do you think from the person who's been working out from 8 years? How do you think a person who has this, the lack of motivation? Sometimes you start working out, sometimes you don't. And
Hmm.
what is the solution to this?
So even I had consistency issues in between due to various personal reasons. One of them was like I was switching cities, and when I came to a new city, I cannot like immediately hit a gym. I have to like find a place, stay there for some time, and then hit and not just that. When I came back to my hometown, like when I came back to Mumbai, after working in a different city for some years. Even at that time, I didn't go to gym for 2 months, and it didn't deter my motivation that I'm not going to go for it. So motivation is again underrated. You shouldn't like seek motivation from something. You should know that. You have a goal to achieve. You are just taking a pause here.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that you're going to back off and not chase that goal again. You're just taking a pause here for 2 months, 1 month, or whatever it is, and then you will hit it again. And this is like a very common case of this situation is a new mother. If there is a new mother, she cannot like work out for all the entire time, right? When she's carrying a baby. So when she is in her third trimester, she will not work out actually, and mostly doctors do not recommend. Some of them do, but then most of them they do not recommend. She is not working out for 3 months, and even after that, she has like a very bad sleep cycle because of her baby waking up in the night. That doesn't mean she is going to lose motivation. I have like friends who gave birth to a baby, and then after 3 months, 6 months, they hit the gym, and then they stayed consistent. So it is all in it's all about the mindset, how badly you want to chase your goal, and your personal situations, whichever like come on your way, how good you are in dealing with them.
Hmm.
So years after years, you will not always be of the same age. You will not always have the same amount of responsibilities. It might increase. You might have some issues coming up. You might have injuries. You might have, a lot of things, a lot of possibilities. So so that shouldn't like take you back in your journey, but instead that should like give you a pause so that you can resume again.
Okay. Okay. Uh, what do you think the amount of nutrition plays a important role in the entire process of fitness? Because I believe sometimes I have this thoughts in my mind, because when I see people who are a lot into fitness, eat a lot of healthy stuff, and obviously they taste very bad sometimes. And I have this
Hmm.
point in my mind: what's the point of living your life when you can't eat tasty food?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
uh, how did you manage this? Basically, because I mean, giving up on favorite foods, people try this the cheat meal, cheat day, and all
Hmm.
that thing.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
And when it comes to our Indian food, if I take for example like a simple dosa, and
Hmm.
obviously there's very less protein in that. How do you think a person can acquire these little changes into their life, so that
Hmm.
the lifestyle would be much more healthier instead of a goal focused? Okay.
Hmm. 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 So, talking about food, this is a very interesting topic for me because every time a mentee comes to me, they have like the same kind of problem that I cannot eat this, I cannot eat this for a longer time. But what I used to do with these people is I used to like ask them only one question. So let's say like an example of soya. I used to give them soya, okay, eat soya for like these amount of time, 50 grams per day or whatever. They used to, after a week, they will say that, okay, I cannot eat soya. Okay. I told them that, okay, what if like I make you order soya chili from a restaurant and then will you eat soya chili then? They are like, okay, we'll eat soya chili. Then why don't you like cook soya chili at home? So the conclusion is soya is not the problem. The problem is you cannot cook soya properly. So if you cook soya properly, the way you like it when you order it from restaurant, then you might not like hate soya. So you are not a good chef. When you want to follow nutritional aspects, you want to like consider nutritional aspect for a longer time, you need to become a good chef. Now, personally, I'm not a very good chef, but my mom is, and my mom supports in my journey. So at times I ask her to like just boil eggs. At times she makes omelette for me. At times she makes some other stuff for me. And even I cannot like stick with boiled eggs for long. So I have boiled eggs, let's say for 2 weeks, and then I switch to like something else, and then I come back to boiled egg, and then I switch to something else. I keep doing that. So basically, yeah, if you are a good chef, like put it to a good use. Like you cook something good out of anything. And again, anything that you're eating outside, right, is made of something that you are more or less, it's always there in your nutritional plans. If you are eating, let's say, what dosa, rice is already there in your plan. So basically, you can cook dosa, but you are not able to identify and plan it well. You
Hmm.
have rice in your plan, you have dal in your plan. I think that's what dosa is made of, right? There are different dosas as well, rava dosa and all. So you have rava in your plan. Rava is
Okay.
not bad. You're not able to cook rava properly.
Hmm. Okay, got it. So people who are vegetarians, what is your opinion on to them? Because I feel like protein is something you get a lot from non-vegetarian stuff very easily. Maybe like they contain all those nine out of nine
Uh-huh.
amino acids and all that. What do you think? What is your opinion onto this?
This has been like a debate since ages, veg versus non-veg in bodybuilding. However, I think that there's no problem in being veg. Now, I was veg the entire COVID year because I was not able to go to the chicken shop. It was very far, lockdown and stuff. So I was like veg for the most part in lockdown. I used to eat 120 grams of soya. I know like it's not easy for everyone, but I used to eat 120 grams of soya. I have friends who eat 150, 200 grams of soya as well. It is not harmful anyways. Uh, I mean, pertaining to the myth that is there out there. So yeah, if you are a vegetarian, the only thing that you have against like the non-veg counterparts is you have to eat more. That's it. You are going to get enough amount of protein, good quality protein, not like as superior as the non-vegetarians have, but then you have like the amount of protein and the quality of protein that your body needs. Okay, the only problem is you are probably B12 deficient. That's the only thing that a vegetarian has to face with, which you have to like go out and then get your blood tested. If you think you are B12 deficient, go take uh, the capsules that are available off the shelf over the counter in medical shops.
Okay.
That's the only thing. But you can always build muscles, you can lose fat, you can always build strength, anything being a vegetarian. There is no need to like change yourself from vegetarian to non-vegetarian because I've seen that in people just to like gain muscle. There's no need.
Okay.
Yeah, but be ready to
This.
like eat more. That's it.
Okay. So, you do consume whey protein, right?
I do, yeah, yeah.
So what is your opinion on to whey proteins? Because people who, especially what teens, they get this, especially when it comes to when I started of purchasing whey protein, the problem was my dad and mom think that ये कोई powder consume कर रहा है some, like I don't think
Ha ha ha.
that's right and all that thing. There is a lot of myths that it goes
Yeah,
on
yeah,
like
yeah.
the it affects your kidneys and other thing. I believe that my investment when it comes to whey protein was probably my the best investment would have I had done in the past years because it kind of changed my entire structure of my body. I had days where used to work out, but I never took the whey protein. And when I started taking whey protein, started noticing in the next 3-4 months that my shoulders were getting bigger, my entire the abdomen, my entire
Hmm.
back. This I saw the changes. The muscle was increasing. So, what do you think that?
Hmm.
Does whey protein makes our life much easier? And people who are starting it out, what is your opinion? What is your guidance to this?
Okay, to simply look at whey protein, you should look at whey protein as a powdered form of whatever food you are eating. That's it. There is no magical solution that is put inside whey that will make you build muscle or that will make you gain something. There's nothing like that. Whey protein is a byproduct of milk product, basically paneer. So it's like completely made naturally, and then they add flavors and emulsifiers to like enhance the taste. So if you are not able to complete your protein intake throughout the day, if like you are recommended to have 100, 120 grams of protein and you fall short by 40 grams, let's say you are only able to eat 80 grams, the 40 grams you can get from some other sources which are easily available, easy to eat, and that's one whey protein where it comes in picture. So even I eat whey protein now, even though I am a non-vegetarian, I get a lot of protein from non-veg food. But the reason why I'm eating whey protein is it is easy. If I'm traveling somewhere, I cannot
Hmm.
like carry chicken and then like eat
Exactly.
eat there. Instead, I'll just whey protein. I go to office very frequently now, so I cannot like carry chicken, roasted chicken or boiled chicken to my office. Instead, I prefer like I'll have chicken and eggs, everything at home. I'll only carry whey protein to office. That's like one of the reason I take whey protein. And secondly, my protein intake is so much that I might not be able to complete all of them through food. So that's why I take whey protein. But then There are some times when, I don't want to like spend on whey protein. In those times, I eat a lot of food. So maybe there'll be a month when I decide that I'm gonna eat a lot of food this month. I'll just avoid whey protein this month. I eat food. But then there is no harm in taking whey protein. There is no harm to your kidneys in taking whey protein. Your kidneys are smart enough. They, they purify your blood very well. So there's no problem there.
Okay, great. Um, what is your favorite workout routines? I mean, what is the routine you follow, and what is your favorite form of exercise?
As of now, I am into powerlifting. So currently, my favorite workout routine is doing compound movements, one compound movement every day. Squat one day,
Hmm.
bench one day, deadlift one day. Eventually, that will change. So it changes between on season, off season. I'm gonna compete in a month's time in Bangalore. Again, that's my national. So I have like so this period of 1 month is going to be a high intensity period. So this is a different period now. So I'll have a different workout routine that will become my favorite. But in general, I love back trainings, the back hypertrophy training. That's one of the reason why I have built a good back now. I love back trainings. Apart from that, I love uh, what else? Yeah, shrugs. I love shrugs a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
They're very difficult
if I have
to
to like
start.
if I have to like about a structured workout routine, if you are in a fat loss phase, just go. Don't work out thinking that it will make you lose fat. That will not going to lose you fat, make you lose fat. If you are in a muscle gain, then it's a there's a possibility that you might gain muscle in the areas that you're working on, but not in case of fat
Hmm.
loss.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, like many people want to lose belly fat, they start doing those ab exercises.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. It will
Exactly.
help you gain your muscle around your belly, which is under your fat layer. So you have to like lose that fat first
Exactly.
to see like what work you have done.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, what is the, like something that you would recommend people who like they have not worked out in their entire life and they want to start it out?
Mm-hmm.
What are the exercises that you recommend, and people who can't afford to gym? For
Mm-hmm.
example, you said that you started off with calisthenics, and
Mm-hmm.
even I started out with calisthenics. I'm not like a much gym freak guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I at least I try to do little bit of work so that I can start feeling better. Uh, is that I do push-ups. I do start doing a lot of squats, plank.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact
Yeah, yeah,
plank, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is something that you would recommend a person who's very newbie,
Mm-hmm.
who's very into this entire thing about working out? What is this entire form of exercise that you would recommend? And
Uh,
the one thing that I really want to ask you is that when they start it out, even I faced it, is that they have this 1 week of demotivation, because next day, especially if you start something like this leg workout, the next day you just want to give up this entire concept of working out.
mm-hmm.
It hurts a lot,
Mm-hmm.
the entire muscle
Mm-hmm.
and all that thing. What is something that you would think that we should start avoiding this?
Mm-hmm. So basically, whenever somebody starts right after a long time, or like somebody who's never worked out in their life, whenever you start working out or you like do something, you actually create micro tears in your body, which you are not able to bear because you are not used to it. Okay. Even when I work out at this stage, I create micro tears in my body, but then I am able to like bear it. I know that this much soreness is enough. I mean, this is fine. But whenever there is a newbie who comes to the gym or like who does a body weight workout somewhere, they are not able to bear that pain, and they think that okay, they need to give up. But that's not right. Your body is trying to like recover. You have created tears, but then the body is trying to recover, build. So there are like amino depositions that happen in your body. Your body releases lactic acids. Whenever you are like, let's say like you are doing some bicep curls, your bicep starts hurting because there is a lactic acid deposition that happens. The muscles release lactic acid, and that actually creates that burning sensation. But then that doesn't mean you have like done something wrong to your body. It is just trying to recover from that mechanical tension that you have created on that area, in that area. So for a newbie, I would say like you shouldn't like directly head to the gym. and I have like said that a lot of time on my Instagram as well, that if you are a newbie, do not fall for expensive stuff like go for buying expensive shoes, gym memberships, and then if you're doing at home, expensive dumbbells and all those things. Just start with building a routine, like build a discipline. Give a target to yourself that okay, for 10 days I'm gonna wake up at this time and go out, work out, like not work out, but at least like complete 10,000 steps and come back. If not 10,000, 5,000 steps and come back. Like decide a number, stick to it for 20 days. That will actually build a discipline in you. And whenever after that, if you're like even if you're doing like let's say 10 push-ups a day, you will have that disciplined mind that you're going to do 10 push-ups a day for next 20 days, just like you completed your steps. So building that mindset is very difficult. I can give you diet plan, training plan, and you can just blindly follow it, but you'll never know the purpose. And I cannot build that discipline in you. Maybe you'll follow it for 2 days and third day you'll not follow it. How will you like build that disciplined mindset? You can only build that through your own what trial and errors, like if you are made for that. So I think like you should always first try to build that discipline before even jumping onto a bigger motive.
Hmm. Got it. Okay. One line of motivation that you really want to give to every single person who's watching this podcast, because I believe the fact that the entire fitness journey for me, it's been like around maybe 1 year that I've started working out.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I notice is that forget about fat loss, forget about muscle gain and all that
Mm-hmm.
thing. Your mind becomes much. I mean, you start thinking much better
Mm-hmm.
when you start working out,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I believe the fact that everyone should start working out, and not only to take care of your body, but at the same time it helps you to improve your mental health as well.
Mm.
So one thing that you really want to say to every single person who's
I
watching
would
this
say that
podcast.
see, this time is not coming back. That's always have been my go-to line. So anytime I am
Hmm.
like thinking, waking up and then thinking that okay, today I'm not feeling good, I should not go to the. I just say that to myself that if I'm not going today, this day is not coming back. Saturday, 16th of September is not coming back again. So I have to like put effort today, at least some effort. If I'm like not feeling very good, I'll just go out and do something and come back. But at least I'll not stay on my bed and not, just crib about not feeling good. So this time is not coming back is like the best line that I always say to anyone. If you like always like experiment on yourself, you always think that whatever you have achieved now, you wished that you had achieved it 3 years earlier. Whatever you achieve in your 25s, you think that okay, you should have like started early, maybe in 20s. If you have achieved something in 30, you wish that you had started it in 25. So every time there is this regret that why didn't start early. So to avoid that regret, at least you start now and then do not regret 5 years later. Whatever happened happened in the past. But if you are not starting now, you are again going to regret for not starting today after years.
Hmm.
So yeah, and always one thing like there's like this one person who is there with me, like a friend of mine, who was like not very good at completing their steps. Okay, so what I told them that okay, let's do one thing. Okay, maybe you you are not completing steps, right? Do one thing on a day and then accomplish that thing, accomplish one thing in a day, and at the end of the day, tell me that what did you accomplish in that day. So someday they were like, I taught this kid about some stuff, and someday they were like, oh, you know what? I cleaned my fan at my home. So there is small accomplishments every day, and that matters a lot over a period of time.
Great, great. So how do you think the entire journey of fitness has changed your entire life?
Yeah, it did a lot. So in the past, I was not like that. Not very. So I used to be like a very active person since the start. As I said, I was into calisthenics. Even during my college days, I used to be very active. But then I never thought of the different dimensions our bodies are capable of. In the on the strength side, on gaining muscles, I also stepped on onto stage when I was like very nervous. But then I realized that
Hmm.
okay, when you can like pose in front of like 200 to 50 people, like nothing can make you introvert. So then I became like very I became like very comfortable in talking to people, in talking to crowd, facing the camera. That builds confidence. In even in my workplace. I was able to deliver that confidence in different areas, even at my workplace. So when you become fit, when you become healthier, it actually cascades, the benefit cascades into different areas of your personal life. It gives you personal growth in various
Hmm.
dimensions, in your friend circle, in your professional life, in your personal life, yeah, various other things. So there was this one mentee of mine who wanted to, his goal was only to play with his hyperactive kid. That's it. Like what a simple requirement. And he wanted to just get I mean, he wanted to just get a little healthier, endurant, so that he can stick up to his hyperactive kid's energy. So yeah, everybody has a different requirement, and when you get healthier, it changes your life.
Great. Great. This was one hour of a podcast. I really enjoyed talking with you. And yes, fitness and exercise is something that I
Yeah,
feel
same here.
everyone should start doing, and I hope a lot of people got this good amount of knowledge from you. Thank you so much, Ganesh sir. Sorry, Ganesh Sahu. You told me not to call you sir. So, yep. I
Yeah,
hope a
yeah,
lot of people can get a lot of information from this podcast, and it was a great pleasure to have you on this show. And I'm sure that we can do much podcast in and much more episodes in the future. Thank you so much.
absolutely. Yep. Thank you.
You
Have a
too.
nice day.